Salve, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Elder Scrolls. Specifically, Redguard. So, I want to play through all of the Elder Scrolls series. I have never played through Redguard before. We're going to fix that today. I am, as you know, a lore hunter. I am specifically looking for lore regarding Yokuda and like Sadakal. I don't know if I'll find any, but that's what we're looking out for today. Redguard. So the only things I know about this are you're a pirate in the islands west of Anvil, west of Hammerfell. Yokuda is further west, and I think might have sunk into the sea, at least partially. It has at least partially sunk into the sea. So it seems like it's a little loud. I'm going to have to wait until I can save to turn it back, because if I alt-tab, or to turn it down, because if I alt-tab, I'm not going to get full screen back. This game is in...
It is late in the Second Era, a time of war, as the Empire of Tiber Septim sweeps through the kingdoms of Tamriel in a glorious bid for conquest. Septim is opposed on all sides, but never more fiercely than by Hammerfell, the ancestral home of the Redguards.
Well, that's not. That would be
King of
Yokuda.
Hammerfell, Fassad II, resists the Imperial invasions even as he sees other kingdoms crumble, until at last, without warning and surprisingly devoid of court treachery, death takes its full measure. With its High King dead, Hammerfell is crippled, plunging into a bloody civil war between the crowns, fighting for their homeland's continued sovereignty, and the forebears, who have finally accepted the Emperor's rule. The crowns, led by the heir to Fassad, Prince Ator, are continually victorious, spilling the blood of the forebears across Hammerfell's sands. From his seat of power in the port city of Stros M'kai, Prince Ator slowly reunites his father's unraveled kingdom. Feeling their impending defeat, the forebears sign a pact with the Emperor, allowing him to bring his armies in, crush the crowns, and rule Hammerfell as his own. Tiber Septim's armies prove too much for the proud Redguard crowns. Tiber Septim sends his best commander, Lord Richten, to Stros M'kai to close the grip on Prince Ator and the crowns. The prince rallies his forces for one last stand. Knowing that Hammerfell's sovereignty is at stake, the crown forces match the might of the Empire, meeting them in the harbor of Stros M'kai for the final battle. The fighting is fierce. Lord Richten, having seen the prince's victories at sea before, decides to bring his last resource to the fore. The dragon, Nathalilagus, proud jewel of the Imperial crown. Ator commands his archers to ready their weapons, but is struck down himself by Richten's assassin, felled by an arrow whose poison spreads too fast. Ator's wizard attempts to save the prince, but the dragon ends his magic and the crown's hope for victory in a single fiery breath. Having conquered the crowns, the Emperor's forces claim rule over all of Hammerfell. Imperial garrisons are stationed at every city, and Richten himself is named provisional governor of Stros M'kai. Months pass. The Redguards of Hammerfell, both crown and forebear, learn to live under the new Imperial rule, and Tiber Septim extends his reach into the rest of Tamriel. It is only through fate that any of this will come to concern our hero, Cyrus, a Redguard who long ago left Hammerfell to wander the borderlands of the Empire.
Krimje, Cyrus, eto verwakecher okodor.
Let's make this short, Sarathra. I've got work to do.
Balizihataratami. Sicho.
I leave with Duardin's men in an hour.
Renrigi intnor. Hoko o Imperial ja. Iko pofam rotot velk.
You should know you got me the job.
Tragir. Sratra kol kotero to Hammerfell. Boshe in rot.
The seal is broken.
Sratra warrega.
Yeah, I bet you were.
Nukodwadin. Sratra X. Sratra X Kyle.
Izara.
Rolita dek kaudor.
I need a ship.
To board the koi Sratra Nakovik Warabarashi.
Money, too.
Sridwadin ja. Epako ja srik. Pur Sratra kadoiliter beko.
We haven't spoken in 10 years. There was trouble.
Kakatar.
I killed her husband.
Okay.
Hammerfell's prodigal son, Cyrus, returns to the province of his birth.
I see why he wouldn't
buys
talk with her
passage
sister.
to the
With
island
his
of
sister.
Stros M'kai, in the hopes of rescuing his sister, Izara.
We're getting plenty of good lore here. I haven't... Oh! Who are these folks? Pirates boarding the ship, perhaps?
Get below is what the pilot said to the wet-eared knaves before him.
The Restless League is claiming this cargo.
Said the other with cruel clarity.
Probably wouldn't make a difference if I told you I had no time for this.
This is about Redguard armor, boy. Stand aside.
Yes, a doubtful notion it is. Piracy and politics. But there you have it.
Never been much for politics. In my day, piracy was honest work.
Don't be a hero, boy.
Where's the money in that?
And yea, verily, by his bravery they were impressed for a scant few seconds.
Okay, so we are in search of our sister. Excuse me. I don't know the controls.
Quit now.
Bold of them to throw me in. This has no controller support, by the way. So I immediately went to arrow keys. Is it space to attack, perhaps? Yeah, put away my weapon. Take it out again. S. D, F, Z, X, B. I don't know how to... Still don't know how to swipe, so I'm just scurrying around. I is inventory. Oh! Okay. E. Esc. Options. Controls. Uses left control. Sword is S. So left control to swing, probably? And can I sound... Okay, there we go. I can do it from here. Excellent. Oh, that's perfect. Yes, it's left control. What a control scheme. Oh.
No! You really should. We could use a swordsman like you. Yeah. Look.
Luck.
Okay. I'm kind of starting to understand. There's no parry or anything.
You little bastard. No! Now here, you little bastard.
So I'm just kind of spamming forward. He's dead. Now for the second one.
Cyrus, Captain. Good to see you back in command.
Okay!
Ah, please call me Brennan. You disposed of those ruffians so quickly, I had no time to retrieve my sword from my cabin.
That's so.
Look, over there.
Oh, he looks menacing. Apparently,
Move on before more show
he's
up.
scared and is sailing off, though. So, we've got interesting lore already. This is during... this happens during the Second Era, during Tiber Septim's expansion. So, at this point, he's probably... I don't know if he has Numidium. He appears to have claimed... Daggerfall and the Daggerfall Covenant. So I think he has Numidium, or has already used it, and likely also has an agreement with
I hope this letter
Morrowind.
finds your hand, friend. My latest travels have brought me to Stros M'kai, and no one here has seen your sister for 3 months.
Heyo.
I fear the worst. I feel obligated to stay for a few weeks. I'll be at the Dragon Tail Inn should you return. Tobias.
Oh no, please don't. Okay, there we go. So I can just move around the letter. I'm good, thank you. Let me also... Again, it's still a little loud. Sound. That did... Hold on, did that change the... No, that's cool. So our music options are full or empty. And then that's it. This doesn't actually do anything. Cool. Sound at least appears to work, so... I'll give that. I'm going to save just in case. New? Yes. Actually, that will confuse me. First sail. Ooh, I like those statues. So, apparently we are now still in... Oh boy. Still in Hammerfell. So I'll be interested to look around and see what their buildings are like. Ooh. Here we have an Imperial soldier, by the looks of things. I like their outfits in this game. Do I have a map? Dang, M doesn't do anything, so...
It's locked.
Warehouse is locked. Should be searching for information on our sister.
Hi there.
Hello?
May I trouble you for a moment, my lady?
Lady, you say? You must be new in town. Besides, Fiona would have remembered you.
Cyrus, at your service.
I'm going to guess she's speaking in third person. Dragon Tale, League, Stros M'kai. Start with the
A
Dragon
friend
Tale.
is meeting me at the Dragon Tail. Do you
Tail.
know her?
Excuse me.
Sure, Sienna knows it all right. Used to be a favorite of mine till that damn lizard barkeep got all high and mighty on me. Does this friend have a name?
Sure.
Tobias. Do you know him?
Did Hunding hate goblins? Of course I know him. One of my best customers, and I'm no lie. Any friend of Tobias is a friend of Sienna. I'll be happy to help you out any way I can.
Okay, so it sounds like there are working girls at the port. Tell me where this is.
Lizard barkeep. An Argonian?
No, a lizard besides an Argonian. Yes, he's an Argonian.
He's a damn nuisance to us working girls. Pretentious of grandeur he has. Nobody before bears them there now anyway. And I wouldn't catch their gut for any copper corn.
Tell me about Drew. Uh-oh.
You don't care for
Yes, there we
Dreekius,
go.
then?
Well, he's not a bad sort for a lizard. Him and me just don't see eye to eye on the friendship of the thighs, so to speak. But he knows anyone who's anyone on this island. No mistakes.
Okay.
We'll talk later. Be careful.
I'll look around for... I doubt I have... Well, I do have money. I've got 53 gold. Don't know how to get more. I'm mildly wounded.
Well?
We need to look for... the inn? And I'll remember that there's a smith next to the port. You look like an... no, this is a general store. By the look of things. Eric's Goods. Where am I from? We are from... Hammerfell.
Good day.
Elf. They call them elves
Shopkeeper,
here,
My
too.
name is Cyrus.
Pleased to meet you, my good fellow. Garrett, your humble servant.
I wonder when Mare started coming into play.
I'd like to make a purchase.
Splendid. What do you need?
I'm not gonna get too into personal details. I am here for game and stream. Okay, let's see. We can buy a shovel. Shovel sounds important. Torch sounds important. I'm gonna get the torch.
How much for a torch?
A classic design, functional and long-lasting. For you, Cyrus, 20 each.
Each. How much
I'll have to think about it.
for the shovel?
I'm sure you'll change your mind.
The shovel over there, how much?
A sturdy shovel. Just the thing for the intrepid treasure hunter. Guaranteed not to break, scratch, or dent. A bargain at only 30 gold.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so
I'll take it.
it could be a mistake,
Pleasure doing business with you, Cyrus.
but I am going to get the
How
shovel
much for a torch?
and a torch.
A classic design, functional and long-lasting. For you, Cyrus, 20 each.
Bye.
I'll take it.
You won't regret it.
Back. Bye.
Thanks for the time, Garrett.
That's adorable. Carrot speaks. Or makes sounds at me. Okay, so... have to adjust to the saber. We head right. There's a port gate. I don't imagine they would
Nice, sweetheart.
start me too far away from the inn. This looks to be the edge of town, though. Did not expect the world to be this open. Especially considering not even Skyrim had open cities. No thanks, I do my own art. Close. It would be faster if I could swim. That seems dangerous. I'm going to save first. Nope. Cannot go up. Was hoping to save time. Load. For sale. I don't think there's a run button. I'd like... Whoop. Maybe if I double tap. No. Okay, so we're at max speed. Warehouse. Maybe here? The buildings are a little small, but that... door.
It's locked.
Oh. I would expect the inn to have a sign in front of it. Snake charmer.
He looks a little preoccupied.
Yeah, I don't know if it's safe to interrupt a snake charmer. I'm sure it is. Feel like it's just a guy and his pet snake, right? Who he has trained to do a little dance whenever he plays his horn. This seems like more of the main city. Temple of Arche. Ooh, that's good. Wait, hold on. Arche? Not Tuwaka? I suppose this place is under Imperial governance now, but if we're in Hammerfell, then it should be a temple to Tuwaka, who's the like Yokudan equivalent of Arche.
Hello, brother. I'm Cyrus, recent to this shore.
Let's see what he tells us about Arche, because
Good son. Welcome to the Temple of Arche.
Arche is a very important god. Healing Azara, Restless League. Tell me about the temple itself.
The temple seems very empty, Brother Niddle. Are you its only priest?
We had ever been understaffed. It was horrible right after the battle. All the dead and dying. But luckily, I had Brother Kithral to help me tend to them. Since he is gone now, I must carry on alone.
When did you last see Kithral?
I sent him to the park for fresh mandrake root. And that is probably where Richton's men were waiting. Kithral was against the Imperial expansion from the start, though I reminded him that Arche frowns on more secular interests. This warning Kithral obviously did not take to heart.
It seems like they might be specifically targeting...
Until later, Brother Niddle.
Goodbye, my son.
Specifically targeting Yokudan worship. I hope I can confirm that, because if I can, it would be one of the first instances in a game of them, like, trying to suppress the local religion. And I mean, like, not even in the same way that in Skyrim they tried to ban Talos worship, right? Here it seems like they're trying to sanitize and imperialize the Yokudan faith. Freeze books. We could just be in a more imperial town, though. There we are, Dragontail Inn. Let's further the main quest. I don't think I'm going to be doing too many side quests in this game. Normally, in Oblivion and Skyrim and Morrowind, I go all over the place and do kind of crazy side quests. This game, I'm probably going to go...
What will it be, traveler?
Pretty straightforward start to end.
Cyrus! You made it!
Barkeep,
Come here,
well met.
lad.
I'm Cyrus.
I know. I had Tobias made out a fool to believe you'd come.
What?
I'm the one that smuggled his letter out for him. The Empire's been watching all shipments from this port. I figured our chances were slim.
You're
Many
smuggling.
thanks, then.
Welcome to the Dragon Tail. By the way, thesis-bound subsistence of mine, where there is good ear and ale co-equal. What can I do for you?
A drink might be nice. I'll use your ears later, maybe.
Ever ready to listen, Softskin? Let adventure thine be mine. I'll share what thoughts I can.
Okay. Tell me about Stros M'kai.
Is this your first visit to Stros M'kai, Cyrus?
Aye, but the occupation makes it seem less so. With the Imperial standards aloft at port, it seems like any other vassal town of Cyrodiil.
But for the unrest of lifeblood,
The only blood I care about is my sister's. As far as I'm concerned, new kingless Hammerfell has gone its way.
your apathy is decidedly
Kingless, you have an
repellent.
emperor now.
I don't know how to take that coming from you.
He's got a provincial governor, too. Thesis-bound subsistence. Tell me of the Restless League. They
What do
seem
you
important.
think of the Restless League?
A human tribe of ill account, but whose single-mindedness is something I can fathom. Their raids upset my smuggling operations, and off thus my fair nature. Valenwood wine's hard to come by, you see, but over that, I have nothing worse to say.
Something you can fathom. Tell me of the raids.
I myself was a victim of these raids.
Ah, okay. Same group that raided us.
Suspect than victim. The raids had ended, it seemed, but your mischance may be token of renewed troubles the sailors speak of. The League is marshalling anew its forces, or so the rumor goes.
Some second battle of Stros M'kai?
True, it sounds unlikely, but they are dagger lads, the Restless League, and they vow to make war again.
Oh, you know what? I think we are technically in Daggerfall right now. So maybe that's why. We're at, like, the northmost part of Hammerfell, which, judging by the little map that they showed us, I don't know exactly where we are, but it seemed like it was around the border of Daggerfall, to the point where I think we are in Daggerfall. Maybe you can find
You sympathize with the League, then?
Oh no, I merely noted their clannish drives, which any Argonian might admire. Being used, as we are, to honor the clan's interests about our own private affairs.
How then does an Argonian manage to leave his tribe to wander Tamriel?
I wondered
You
that!
refer to me? I do not wander, Redguard. This is a settled study for me, from which I'll add to the wealth of wisdoms when I return to my clan.
Oh, okay. I want to know more about Argonians, because, like, why leave the Hist?
How have the denizens of Black Marsh resisted the Empire so long?
It's a swamp.
1,000 miles of swamp,
Yeah.
bog, and stink, unattractive to most humans. And terror of the Tanatan flu still holds most at bay, but our days of testing will come.
Right. Like, Argonians are always... Or Argonia specifically is always seen as a place that's, like, you know, hard to conquer. Because it's a massive swamp and there's nothing there. Like, there's no value to you if you do want to conquer it, other than perhaps the Hist tree, or, like, the Argonians themselves, I guess, if you're, a Dunmer, if you're in Morrowind where a slave trade is active.
What's your subject of study?
I wish we knew more about Argonia. There's a lot of questions I have about it.
In scale. We see that Septim's tribes will not be long satisfied with the thrones of men and the elder race. One day they will come to Black Marsh. Argonians have lost land once before, when we did not know our enemy.
I see, and what better place to learn the wants of men than at the bar?
There are other places. Universities, the military, the magical guild. But I aim to chart man's geography of desire, which is most readily charted when he is drunk and blustering.
It's a good method. Lips once smooth with alcohol are loose.
I'd better keep moving. Can we talk later?
Anytime.
Maybe I went up one too many? I tried to ask him about Izara. Izara might be forward, though. Tobias.
Cyrus, you made it. Come here, lad. Oh, you look good. It's been too long.
If you hadn't retired...
Mercenary life's younger men's work.
Ah, he said.
I prayed that you would get my letter.
Bartender moving over to eavesdrop in. I really want to know more about Argonia and the Hist, but, you know. We've got, like, nothing in the zone. Stros M'kai, Civil War. Sure, tell me about
Do you
Civil War.
think Azara chose sides in the Civil War, and that is why she has disappeared?
Your family's always been partisan, lad, since your early days in Sentinel. I ventured she still held her old allegiances, even if you haven't. Few crowns in Stros M'kai survived the battle with the Imperials, but I know Azara was one of them.
How?
Hearing of the defeat of the crowns caused me much concern. When I arrived, I searched for word of Azara's safety. The only ones here who knew of her said that she had disappeared shortly after the Imperials landed.
I'm tell me of the Imperials.
I see the harbors already arrayed in the flags of the Emperor, and that his men walk the streets as if born to them.
Stros M'kai's a dangerous port these days. There's an empire to be built, you know, and Tiber Septim shows no sign of slowing its increase from here to the edge of the world map. High Rock's border kings bent knee to the Cyrodiil long ago. Even my father's fair Skyrim is adorned with flags of red dragons and foreign men. We are entering a new era up here, with Septim's name writ long and wide upon it.
Yeah, the second era is all about Tiber Septim. We'll probably learn much more about him when we play Daggerfall. Then there's Arena, but Arena's mostly only there to be overwritten by later games, to be rewritten. It exists to be decanonized.
He is good at what he does.
It was a start.
Sees the holes lesser men leave wide. No offense to your Prince Ator, of course.
Hammerfell's problems are her own. I was only asking if Septim was the tyrant they say.
Of course he is. Tyranny means never having to say you're sorry. But Izara's fate has nothing to do with the Emperor, I'm sure. Look to the Provisional Governor if you suspect Imperial entanglements. He's the real tyrant around here.
Sounds like it, yeah. Prince Ator.
How long were you in Wayrest, Cyrus?
Long enough to piss off the locals.
A bay ride from Sentinel. Close enough for you to hear about Prince Ator, then.
Yes, of late the criers are tripping over each other. There's so much to report of the blistery sound.
And you've listened to it all, I'm sure.
Fine, recount all word of Prince Ator that I have shamefully ignored.
When his father died and the capital of Sentinel was taken over by the Forebears, the prince fled back here to his ancestral home of Stros M'kai. After rallying the crowns to his stead, he made for the throne again and had it near. That's when the Empire came. Through a forebear truce which no one expected. Again, the prince was forced back to Stros M'kai, which he died defending. He will not long be forgotten. Lizard, another drink?
Call him Lizard. Okay, so I looked up Stros M'kai. It is... we're on an island that appears to be southwest of Hammerfell. Nern map. No, Nern. Tell me more about the Forebear Truce.
What were the terms of the Forebear Truce?
Originally, the Empire was to lend its armies to the Forebear cause in return for a swath of holding titles along the southeast border. But when Baron Volag disappeared during the arse end of the war, all bets were off. A new treaty was formed, which garrisons those Imperial armies in the cities.
Until such a time as the native rulership can see fit to reinstate itself safely on its rightful throne.
Something like that, yes, sir.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, so we are, south, effectively, of Helgoth, which is one of the big cities of Hammerfell. So we're in Hammerfell proper. I don't know why it would be a temple to Arkay then and not to Waka.
Septim's no Cyrodiil from what I've heard, though he ruled their remnants and rebuilt their empire. He's something worse or greater, depending on your disposition to the center, son.
If he has no blood tie to the Cyrodiil throne, then how did he make it his?
Come on! For the last 400 years, the petty kings of Cyrodiil have been squabbling over the title of Emperor, all claiming forebearance. Imperial throne's blood thinner than a sea dream and half as wet. Tiber Septim took the throne as he took your peoples.
Hail the new conqueror.
Yeah,
There's
he's a
good
warlord.
subject.
Ooh, yeah.
You used to hire out
Petty
to
kings.
those petty kings, did you not?
20 years ago, maybe, when the whole heart of Tamriel was in chaos. I could admire Tiber Septim insofar that he has managed to consolidate the rags and tatters that bickered there then.
Dang.
No empire is a good thing, Captain.
There's a Redguard for you.
So he consolidated fast. We must be early second era then, not just like second era, early second era. When the Heartlands was divided amongst petty kings, he came in as a warlord, reunified under the Red Ruby throne, and then started his conquest of all of Nirn. And he could do so because he has, like Vivek, achieved Chime.
So the Nord kings have submitted to Tiber Septim too.
They do not worry over much. They have outlasted empires before, and this conquest will be no different. Hammerfell has been the bloodiest invasion of current record, and by comparison, Skyrim's occupation seemed like a ballet.
Okay. We are at minimal. They have taken Hammerfell and Skyrim. I don't know if they've taken Daggerfall yet, and, like, I don't think the Warp in the West has happened yet. It might have. But at minimal, there is the Heartlands of Cyrodiil, then Hammerfell and Skyrim. So they've got 3 of the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3 of the 8 continents, or like not continents, main kingdoms taken care of. Ignoring the island of the Altmer, of course. Battle.
Do you know if Azara fought in the Battle of Stros M'kai?
My investigations were limited, I'll admit. If she fought, I can't say. But I would guess that she did. The battle was the penultra of the crowns, and all who subscribed to the name no doubt took up arms. While most of them were slain at sea, others have been taken prisoner by the governor.
So we're here to... It appears that we need to dethrone the governor.
Tell me about the provisional governor, Captain.
When I arrived, his soldiers showed me the finer points of Richton's new docking tax, and scoured my ship for leaguesmen. I must say he's a bit of an asshole. You'd better watch yourself around him.
So why aren't you in jail?
Meaning why aren't said soldiers in little boxes at the foot of the palace gate? Because I didn't come to port to get myself in trouble, but to get your sister out.
Should I look into seeing this governor then?
That's where I'd look, laddie.
Okay. And...
Could she be in jail?
I haven't exactly knocked on the door to find out. That's your job now. But I know the jail's off limits to non-Imperials. Now, read no visitors whatsoever.
We'll see about that.
Okay. This is the first game where we haven't started out as a prisoner.
Imperial
played.
expansion has been feared for years. Why wasn't Hammerfell better prepared?
Factional squabbles, divided councils, miscalculations. Crowns lost heart when they lost the capital. Forebears lost their heads completely when they welcomed the Empire's friendship and aid.
So the Empire played the forebears pretty well, eh?
What else is a visionary with an open invitation to do? The forebears are having futile second thoughts now, no doubt. Probably why they're so bitter and driven to bar brawls.
Okay. Yeah, so I think we are just... from the sounds of things, we are just leaving the interregnum, which is a period during the Second Era where everything was split up, and like there was factional wars pretty much everywhere. No one had really consolidated land into kingdoms, like not stably at least. Then Tiber Septim came in and warlorded and conquested, right? So it seems like we're in the middle of the end of the interregnum. Tell me of Sentinel.
How is the city of Sentinel? I never returned.
For long my men plied the Iliac, and Sentinel was along the run. That's how I came to know that Izara moved from there to here. I kept up with her for your sake. If even it were a dream to think anything would come of it. When Volag's purge ignited through the north, I went there seeking to help her. But she was already gone. Later, I learned she'd come to Stros M'kai.
What was Volag's purge?
When Fassad died, Baron Volag led the forebears into an uprising for control of the capital. All crowns were forced to leave Sentinel after that first massacre. Your sister was among those that followed the prince here to Stros M'kai to plan the counterattack. I swear, Cyrus, are you always such a lame brain when it comes to word of recent Hammerfell?
I've come to cultivate a certain indifference about the homeland.
And this is a good thing?
So his character is in question. Again.
She was your sister, Cyrus.
I was probably miles away.
A proximity often and on purpose, I'd suspect. Yeah, well, you're here now.
You're here now, laddie. So I need to speak with the provincial governor. I might as well go through and learn more lore.
The forebears fared under Septim's rule.
The throne of Sentinel is kept warm by another Imperial governor. That should be indication enough.
Okay, Baron
The
Volag.
head of the forebears is a subject of the Empire now.
Or subject to the Empire's execution from spake of it. He disappeared the day Stros M'kai was taken, and Sentinel lay in a similar state. Provisional governors rule both cities now.
Yeah, tell me of Zara.
It is lucky you were here, Tobias, or I wouldn't have known Izara was in trouble. I have not been in Hammerfell since the,
I know, lad, what you mean.
Anyway, Stros M'kai has no one who could have reached me. Thank you.
I sent the letter some weeks ago, Cyrus. I fear things have gotten worse for your sister since.
Actually, you know what? I think it makes sense that we don't start as a prisoner. We start as Cyrus. We don't create this character. Cyrus is just, like, overseen by us. So... he is not an avatar of the Godhead. He's just Cyrus. Huh. There are some possible interesting meta, meta lore bits we could get from this. The fact that we can control a character that we ourselves have not created. But... I think he remains separate from, like, you know, lore canon, the Godhead, and I don't think he's a destined, like the Dragonborn or the hero of Kavach. I think he's just Cyrus, which is kind of cool.
How do you mean worse? What more do you know about Izara?
Nothing more than my letter has described, that she is gone and no one knows where. It's the bad feeling that's grown worse with the wait. The governor has not been merciful with the crowns that survived the battle. I hear his dragon's belly full of the overloud. and that many died later in the burning of the old quarter.
Who in this town knew of Azara?
I did not question many for fear of ill allegiance, so I went to the temple to ask for her. For the brothers of RK are neutral in mortal affairs. There, Brother Niddle told me that Azara had vanished, and set me on the road of righting you. Also, Dreekius here knew that she was missing too.
What can you tell me about Azara?
She frequented this establishment much before the battle in Hunding Bay. Less after, of course.
Of course.
She was a fervent one, your nestling, who hated the Empire not in hushed tones. After the occupation, she disappeared for a while.
She disappeared 3 months ago.
No, I'm talking about before that, right after the battle. Many crowns had scattered in the wake then, hiding where they could. I didn't see her for several days following. But then she showed up, needing a drink and rambling, tense on some decision.
What then?
The Imperials came and I let her out through the back. I haven't seen her since.
Okay, he helped her escape. Tell me of the Brothers of RK.
So the priests are still safe from being conquered.
Be that as it may,
What do you mean?
the
They are
temple is
conquered.
quite empty of priests, save for Brother Niddle. It seems some of their ranks have disappeared also.
I'm noticing a theme. Where did you hear that?
Niddle told me Brother Cathral vanished around the same time as your sister, and that they knew each other.
Like, do I have something mixed up in my head? They shouldn't be the priests of RK. They should be the priests of Tuwaka. Like, I don't think Hammerfell has a history of Imperial worship. Not like, you know, prior to being conquered. So, what's going on?
Tell me about the temple.
The head priest,
Maybe they
a
did
Brother
separate
Niddle,
from
was very helpful
Yokudan
in
worship?
regards to Azara. He seemed to know her well, and shared my concern over her disappearance. He is worth an interview.
I think I saw it across the plaza.
Across the plaza. Oh, boy. Okay, I'm gonna say bye.
I'll be back. If you're not here, thanks for everything. Good luck.
Just find your sister and get out of here. And send word through Sratra. Go on, you'll do fine.
I'm gonna
Cyrus, can I help you?
I'm gonna save here and keep it as a new save. Place we can talk to Argonian barkeep and other friend. Yeah. Then I'm gonna rewrite over First Sale. First Sale is our main save. That one is a save for lore. Is that a dragon's head? It is. Okay. Across the plaza. Dragon tail.